What's up, Giants fam? Now that the draft has gone by, now that we have seen the free agent pickups in Odell Beckham and Juju Smith and Barrows and all the other players they've added to this team, Isaiah Likely, Calvin Austin III, Darnell Mooney. Now that the team is starting to shape up and to see what we're going to do going forward, realistically, let's go through the schedule and actually break down the wins that we honestly think they're going to get, right? This is all basing off of if they're able to stay healthy. If they're able to stay healthy, if Malik Nabers is able to come back by like week 4 or sooner, if Cam Scatterboo is able to start the season, can the Giants actually put together a decent win column this year and be able to make the playoffs or have a chance to win the division or even compete in the division, right? We're just being realistic here because everyone else wants to throw out numbers, but they're not being realistic. So we're going to be realistic because we've seen the last couple of years and how that's gone. So let's just break it down real quick and we'll go for it. So the first week we have the Giants playing Dallas. Honestly, that's going to be a hard matchup. The Dallas Cowboys have added a lot of good freaking players this offseason. They went in the draft. They got Caleb Downs. They re-signed, what's his name? They're George Pickens. The Dallas Cowboys are actually a really good team, and we all know Dak Prescott in the actual season is a good quarterback. Come playoffs, there's another story. But in the season, he's an MVP caliber quarterback. It's just facts. So to come out, play on Sunday Night Football to start the season prime time, it's going to be a lot for the Giants. Now, the Giants have the advantage because they're home, so I think the Giants are able to squeak by with the win. I really do believe that. Then to go to the LA Rams, that's going to be a hard one, man. The Rams are loaded now that they got Myles Garrett. The Rams have a chance to go to the Super Bowl this year, so that's a really scary one. I don't like that they're playing back-to-back primetime games. I think the Giants take a big L here. I think this is going to be a 1-1 start to the season. Then you go and play the Titans. Now Brian Daboll is with the Titans. They drafted Carnell Tate. The Titans have a decent team. I just don't think they're ready just yet. I think they beat the Titans. Now you play Arizona. I think Arizona's got a lot of good pieces. They got Jeremiah Love. They got McBride. I just don't think their quarterback situation is there yet with Carson Beck. I don't think he's going to be ready to take the league by storm. So you win there. So now you're 2-2, right? Oh, wait. So you got one win versus Dallas. You're 3-1, actually. That's actually a really good start. You play Washington. I think they sweep Washington this year. Jaden Daniels is coming off of injuries. I just don't think Washington's got that great of a team. I just don't. So 4-1 versus New Orleans, 5-1. New Orleans, good team. Again, I do like Shaw as their quarterback. I just think, they're in between right now. New Orleans is still trying to find their footing. So 5-1. They play Houston. Houston still has the best defense of all of football. They're going to lose. That's 5-2. They're going to lose. They have a bye week. Then they go to Philly. Philly is still a great team. They probably still will take the division as much as it pains me to say. So I think they lose versus Philly. That's 5-3. Then they play Washington. I already told you. I think they sweep the Commanders this year. That's 6-3 versus the Jags. The Jags were a really good team last year. That's an iffy game. I'm gonna say they win. That's 7-3. Then they play the Colts. You already know how I feel about Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones isn't it. So that's 8-3. Then they play the 49ers. 49ers are always loaded. They're always a stout team. I like Brock Purdy. Of course, I love CMC. I think they lose to the 49ers. So that's 6-4. Then they go and play Seattle. Seattle's coming off of the Super Bowl. Loaded team. JSN is obviously the best receiver in all of football. They have a great defense. Seattle's just loaded from top to bottom. Even though they lost their star running back, they did draft a great one. So yeah, I think we lose versus that one. Then they play Cleveland. Cleveland, I don't know. They don't have a secure quarterback. Is it going to be Shador? Is it going to be Deshaun Watson? They just lost Myles Garrett. Cleveland, I don't think is going to be that great this year at all. So I think they win versus Cleveland. Detroit, I think they lose versus Detroit. I just think Jared Goff is a great quarterback. I love their defense. They have Jeremiah Gibbs. I think is going to be the bell cow running back this year for that team. I think he's just going to be, at the end of the year, I see Jeremiah Gibbs being the best running back in football. That's just my prediction. I think now with Montgomery being traded away, I think Jeremiah Gibbs is going to take over the league. If For my fantasy team, that's the guy I'm going for number one. I'm trying to take Jeremiah Gibbs at pick one, or whoever. If I can get the first pick in the in the draft, I'm taking Jeremiah Gibbs over everybody. Him or Bijan Robinson. But anyway, yeah, I think we lose first the Lions. Then you have the Cowboys again. I think they sneak. I think they go even with the Cowboys this year. I think they win one and lose one, right? But I think they get the Cowboys early. I think they beat the Cowboys in the beginning of the season and probably lose at the end of the season. Then you play Philly again. I think you go 1-1 with Philly, right? You lose to Philly in the beginning of the season, but then at the end of the season, you win, right? I think that game could decide the whole entire season for the Giants. I think that game could be the game that decides if the Giants have a chance to make the playoffs or not be able to contend in the playoffs or even have a chance to win the division. It's going to be a crazy year. There's been so many good freaking pickups with the Giants. I keep saying that I think Arvell Reese was the steal of the draft. I really do. The fact that he fell to us at 2 is just an anomaly. I don't even know. I can't fathom that it still happened. I just don't think people understand how good of a player this guy is going to be and what he's going to do for this defense. The Giants haven't had a stud linebacker in a long time. And we already have pass rushers, right? We already have a Brian Burns. We already have an Abdul Carter. We have a Kayvon Thibodeau. I mean, if you just add to that and you even put him or line him up on the edge, this dude can do it all, right? He's big, long, and strong. This dude is fast off the edge. He's just going to be a monster to deal with, and that's just for years to come. Everything we've seen and everything we've heard so far in the offseason training and, going forward, this dude is just going to take over the freaking league, man. I can't wait to see it. The other player I'm really excited that the Giants went ahead and drafted was Malachi Fields. I think Malachi is going to be one of one, right? He's going to remind me a lot of DK Metcalf. That's what I see. Long, strong, and fast. Can go up and make some crazy catches. I think he's going to be a great red zone threat. I just really believe this team has got all the pieces there, and finally they have a head coach in place to guide them to victories, right? They went and signed a great kicker. I love the kicking situation. I mean, the Giants were plagued by freaking kickers for the last 3 seasons. They couldn't find a damn kicker to make 3 points. No one was able to make field goals. So now you finally got a kicker in place. They're doing really well with that situation. I like Matt Nagy as the offensive coordinator. I think him with John Harbaugh is just going to create some freaking awesome chemistry and plays. I'm so excited to see what the Giants really can do this year. I can't believe it's still 2 months away. But preseason is really going to tell it all. Who's going to make the team? Who's going to make the starting roster? What is the wide receiver room going to look like? That's another whole video to go into. I'm excited for Odell. You guys already know. I think that's going to be awesome to see. I really hope he makes the team, not only for us as fans, but for him and his family, right? I think him having that redemption year would just be awesome to see. And I know that's what he wants more than anything. He's going to work for it, man. I think he's going to outwork half the people on that team. He's just a workaholic, and he just wants it more than anyone. If he can stay healthy, Odell has a real shot to make this team. And I think he can make an impact. How big that impact will be, it's unseen. Can he return to when he was on the Rams? I'm not saying he's ever going to be like he was on the Giants in 2013, but can he make that impact like he had that season with the Rams? I mean, if he didn't get hurt in the Super Bowl, he might have had a chance to win the MVP. He was that good until he went down with the injury. So the only thing that plagues Odell, I honestly think, is just him staying healthy. If he could stay healthy, I think he's still got gas in the tank, and I think he could still make a pretty decent impact on this team, even at his age of 33. So I wish the best for Odell. I really hope he could stay healthy, and I hope he makes the roster. I think Juju Smith is going to make the roster if he could stay healthy. I think him with Matt Nagy again, that's a reunion, and I just think they're going to create great plays downfield. I think Juju's really got some gas in there, and I know he's still got a lot left to show. So I think that was a hell of a signing too. So I really like the pickups. There's questions, man. You have questions with Malik Neighbors' health. You have questions with Cam Scatterboo's health. Those are big questions, and we need answers to. And we won't know until another 2 months. We won't know until the season rolls around, but there's so much to look forward to. That's just my quick analysis on the Giants schedule now that all the pieces are basically in place. We don't know how the health of these players are going to go, but now we know the pieces they have lined up to go forward for the season. So what do you guys honestly think about the season? How many wins do you guys think they're actually going to be able to create? I got about 10, maybe 11 wins, and I think that's phenomenal going from 3 wins, right? So let's go Giants. Have a great day. Have a great weekend, and only 2 more months to go, baby.